Boxers from two of our favorite global factories of fighting men come to face each other on the 16th of March for a chance at the WBA IBF super lightweight title. William Zepeda Secura looks to complete his story after 10 years of fighting. For him, it would be the perfect journey. Maxi Hughes, on the other hand, seeks to avenge his loss to George Kambosos Jr. and quickly make his way back to the top after having held it for quite a while. Las Vegas will be burning bright by the trail of destruction left by these lightweight warriors, as the eliminator competition for the lightweight belt has a habit of getting desperate and brutal. The young lions of the weight class are determined to make themselves known no matter what though, and only one will walk away with the prize. This is all that led up to it. Zepeda goes for it after a decade. William Zepeda Secura, known as William Zepeda, was born on June 4, 1996 in San Mateo, Antenco, Mexico. Born as the son of a humble shoemaker, Zepeda had an equally humble upbringing in San Mateo, Antenco. Like most Mexican kids who grew up similarly, he soon got himself deep into sports. It eventually morphed into an interest in boxing at the age of 13. Boxing for him in his early teens was all about keeping healthy and fit. After all, the struggles of leading an overly sedentary life had become all too prevalent after the turn of the century everywhere in the world. But the sweet science kept drawing him in further and further. This eventually led to him developing competitive aspirations. Being Mexican, there was never any shortage of inspiration to help propel him onward. He became an amateur boxer in March 2014, just a few months before he turned 18 years old. Starting this late as an amateur would prove to be his own disadvantage as far as making a living was concerned. Since he started as an adult, it became apparent soon that his amateur career wouldn't have lasted long. Indeed, he had a total of 10 amateur fights in 2014 before turning pro in 2015. Under pressure, he went above and beyond in his dedication to make the best of his short amateur stint. A large part of 2015 was spent trying his hardest to qualify for the Olympics, but he failed. Disheartened, he nearly quit boxing altogether, but a friend encouraged him to persevere. It turned out to be the best possible decision he could have made. Since then, he's had a successful career in professional boxing and has not been defeated. William Zepeda made his professional debut on November 14, 2015, scoring a third-round knockout victory against Alonso Salvatierra in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. The climb through the local Mexican ranks was rather rapid during his early career. After compiling a record of 11-0, 9 KOs, he defeated Juan Pablo Bourbon via third-round corner retirement, RTD, on October 25, 2017, capturing the vacant WBF Mexican lightweight title in Metepec, Mexico. This was achieved within 2 years of his start as a professional boxer. Zepeda had several successful fights following his title win. He defended his title against Pedro Solis, who failed to weigh in below the lightweight limit at the pre-fight weigh-in. Due to the disadvantage faced by Zepeda, the fight went ahead without the WBF championship at stake. Zepeda emerged victorious via 5th-round TKO. This victory undoubtedly raised his profile greatly, paving the chance for a more rapid momentum going forward. In 2019, Zepeda won his second title. This was the vacant WBC Fikerbach Silverweight light title. It was won spectacularly through a TKO victory against Elliot Chavez over the course of a 10-round fight that saw him pushed all the way to the final round. Had it not been for COVID-19, his rise after this would have been much more energetic. Nevertheless, in 2021, Zepeda faced undefeated prospect Hector Tanajara Jr. with the vacant WBA Continental America's lightweight title on the line, crossing yet another milestone in a career that he was previously unsure about back in 2015. He emerged victorious via 6th-round RTD. He gave Tanajara Jr. a beating previously unmatched in his career. Soon afterwards, he made his first defense of his WBA title with the 4th-round knockout of John Vincent Moraud on November 13, 2021. But the chance to fight for a world championship title was still some distance away. In 2022, Zepeda had several notable fights. He defeated Joseph Diaz by unanimous decision on October 29th. He also defended his WBA Continental America's lightweight title yet again against Rene Alvarado on May 14th, winning by unanimous decision. 2023 will see him continue his impressive win streak as he knocked out Jamie Abreleda in the second round on April 29th. And later in the year, he retained his WBA Continental America's lightweight title yet again by defeating Mercito Gesta by TKO in the 6th round on September 16th. Defeating Maxi Hughes now would send him directly in contention for a world title belt, the culmination of his many years of hard work as nothing short of a butcher and a real force to be reckoned with. I'm excited for the big challenge ahead of me and being one step closer to accomplishing my dream of becoming a world champion, Zepeda has said. Maxi Hughes is a great fighter, and I can't wait to fight him in the ring on March 16th and represent my humble hometown of San Mateo, Antenco on the world stage. I know Golden Boy wants to bring big fights back to Las Vegas. the capital of boxing, and I want to be part of that. I want to be crowned a world champion in Vegas, he added. As of now, Zepeda has had an undefeated professional boxing record of 29-0, with 25 of his wins coming by knockout. A chance to stand up firm again. Daniel Maximus Hughes was born on March 4, 1990 in Rossington, Yorkshire, United Kingdom. Yorkshire is rather well known in the UK for producing some of the country's best boxers. And while Maxi Hughes was growing up in the late 90s and the 2000s, boxers such as Naseem Naheed and Jamie McDonnell would make themselves known as successful fighting men of Yorkshire. Hughes developed an interest in boxing and eventually began competing as an amateur at the age of 13. It was an eventful stint, taking him through many bouts. It was also a very competitive stint, and it was the prime time for the development of the methodical boxing style for which he would later become very famous. Most importantly, his amateur stint taught him the importance of never underestimating an opponent. Many years later in 2020, in an interview with Boxing Social, he revealed that it was drilled into him after a fight against a fellow amateur named Daryl Baptiste. While in their first match, he beat Baptiste to a pulp. He was soundly defeated in turn in the rematch. The defeat cost him the chance to win the 2007 ABA championships. He obviously thought about the hiding from the last time, and he needed to be proper on it. He was on it. I wasn't prepared, Hughes told Social Boxing. I underestimated him and I lost, and I was like, shit, what have I just done that for? I learned a hard lesson. I was out of the ABAs. I was hoping to win it that year. It didn't happen, and I learned a valuable lesson. Nevertheless, after lessons learned on the canvas through a lot of pain and blood, he made his professional debut on September 17, 2010. He started his boxing career in his very hometown, Rossington, Yorkshire, England, though most of his early fights took place in Doncaster, England. In his first match, he took his first professional victory by scoring a 4-round points decision against Johnny Greaves. He would face his first defeat against a certain Scott Cardle in 2013. It was a hard-fought loss, and Hughes walked off the ring with several cuts on his face. The next 4 years went slowly due to a loss to Martin J. Ward in 2015 and another in 2017. In the second bout, the British Superweight title was in contention, setting him back again. He would lose his second chance at getting the belt in 2018, losing by TKO to Sam Bowen. While the careers of lesser boxers would have faded away after all this, Hughes continued onward. It took one last loss to Liam Walsh in 2019 before his career finally kicked up in high gear. 2020 saw him defeat Viktor Kochtigov to win the WBC International Lightweight title belt. With this, he was well set for further glory and finally made his career pay off. His very next match was for the same British lightweight belt, which he snatched from Paul Hyland Jr. The victory against Hyland finally put him in contention for the IBF World Lightweight belt, winning it from the hands of Giovanni Straffin over the course of all 12 rounds. It was a momentous occasion, with a chance of Yorkshire, 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 going as he stood victorious. He would go on to make similarly long defenses of the belt against Ryan Walsh and Kid Galahad. But yes, George Kambosos Jr. would end up taking it from him. It was a crushing defeat for Hughes, who gave it his all, and accusations of the scoring being biased have been abound. I'm absolutely devastated, Hughes admitted. Nobody thought I was supposed to be in George's league. Tonight, I came and I showed that I should have had my hand raised. I don't want to take George's moment. I used my footwork. I made him miss and pay, and I landed the cleaner shots. I don't want to sound like a sore loser, and I will watch it and assess it, but everyone here knows who Maxi Hughes is. The rematch may be later down the line, but first, Zepeda must fall before Hughes if he wants to quickly get back to contending for a belt. As of now, Maxi Hughes has a total of 34 fights, with 26 wins, 5 by KO, 6 losses, and 2 draws. Fighters compared. Zepeda is a true butcher in the ring. He is undoubtedly known for his heavy hands and knockout ability, something taken note by Oscar De La Hoya during the promotions for his upcoming fight against Maxi Hughes. He matches this up a lot, and we mean a lot of stamina. It allows him to throw a large number of punches. Not only does this do the job, but it overwhelms his opponents to the point of being smothered. But the barrages really hurt. This was displayed in his full glory in his fight against Hector Tanajara Jr. Tanajara's corner really had no choice but to throw in the towel to spare him from more serious injuries. Besides that, his impressive performance against former world champion Joseph Jojo Diaz showcased his offensive capabilities and record-breaking punch output. Jojo Diaz ceased being the same man after facing him. Zepeda is also young and has a primal hunger for a world title belt. After all, choosing boxing as his life's past was not a decision he was able to make lightly. Since he's given it his all, it better give it all back to him. You can expect to see Zepeda energized like never before in his fight against Hughes. Zepeda is a wrecking ball every time he steps into the ring, and with the title shot hanging in the balance, fans are going to be in for an offensive barrage from El Camarón, said Oscar De La Hoya, chairman and CEO of Golden Boy Promotions. Maxi Hughes, on the other hand, can be described in opposite terms for the most part. He's a technically skilled boxer who prefers to take his time in the ring and carefully dissect to break his opponents down. He relies on movement, timing, and defensive skills. This is helped along with a high degree of ring intelligence and a good mind for tactics. He has repeatedly shown his skills in being able to respond and react well to his opponents. Such skills have undoubtedly served him well, as a good number of his opponents proved to be tough power punchers and otherwise difficult competition. Indeed, he has faced some of the best boxers in his weight class. His catastrophic loss to George Kambosos Jr. is not without dispute by spectators, as many believe it was wrongly judged. Throughout the match, he displayed impressive composure and managed to get in good hits against Kambosos. He has since taken the loss in stride and continues to go forward in strength. In summary, Zepeda's aggressive style and power will clash with Hughes' technical finesse and ring intelligence, as Hughes promises to give Zepeda a hard time. My last fight in the US, the judges broke my heart. I won't let them derail my career. I'm coming back stateside with the bitterness between my teeth. Zepeda hasn't fought anyone like me before, said Maxi Hughes in media reports. But what do you think? Can William Zepeda finally fulfill his dream after a decade of fighting and getting hit? Or will Maxi Hughes turn himself around to stand a champion once again? Leave us a like and subscribe. We'll see you again when the dust settles on the canvas.